Hi there, this is Russ Moyer coming at you from the Eagle's Nest, and I'm here again today with Dr. Bill Greenman, who's an associate with Max International and also an ordained minister who travels around the world in the wellness and health industry. Really has a lot of information, a wealth of knowledge concerning divine healing and divine health. So I appreciate you being with us again today, Dr.
Yeah, it's a
Bill.
pleasure.
Thanks so much
Thank
for joining
you for having
us.
me. Yeah.
And it was wonderful to speak with you about the glutathione, about health and wellness, and about our generation and the timings and solutions of things that are happening right now. You're with Max International. How long have you been involved with that?
I've been with them for about 2 years.
Can you tell us a little something about the company?
Sure. First of all, I'm very careful about what I get involved in. I've been in the network marketing and nutrition field for over 30 years, almost 35 years. But I've only been involved in 4 companies because as a minister, I have to be very careful about what I do, what I say. Conflict of interest can be delicate, and I need to make sure that if I'm sharing something with someone, they can't be hurt by it, but they can actually get some good help from it. So I'm very, very particular. I look at hundreds and hundreds of companies, thousands of products over the last 30-something years, and only 4 companies that I felt that I really wanted to work with, and without a doubt, Max is the best that I've seen. And I'm not saying that there aren't great companies with great products out there. It's just for me personally, I look for things that have no competition, that do something absolutely unique in the body that is vital to the health of the person. So that narrows it down pretty quickly. It has to have patents and has to have science to back it up, but also it has to be distributed, created and distributed by a company and leadership that is the highest of integrity. That eliminates a lot of other companies. Max probably has the strongest leadership of any company that I've seen. I'm not saying that there aren't other good ones, but my studies. You've got a company that was actually founded by 4 men, each one of which had independently built billion-dollar companies. To my knowledge, there is not another network marketing or nutrition company that's ever had that statement, have been able to say that. Stephen K. Scott built a multi-billion-dollar company with American Telecast doing infomercials. His most famous product was the Total Gym, Christy Brinkley and Chuck Norris. Bill Guthrie and Greg Ranker, 2 of the other partners, have a company called Guthrie Ranker, which also is now, they are the largest, most successful infomercial team in the world. They do about $2 billion annually in sales. And then the 4th is Greg Fullerton. Greg Fullerton created a company called Franklin Quest that went on to become Franklin Covey before he sold his interests. And that's a billion-dollar company that one of the top, if not the largest, business training companies in the world. So here's 4 men. They know how to do business. Steve Scott actually has built over 24 $100 million companies. Okay, so these are not novices. These aren't just some people, hey, let's start a company. They already had the experience, significant experience, not just a little bit, but these men had been at it for 30 years, and their reputations are excellent. No skeletons in the closet. You know, they've never been in trouble with the government, things like that. They've just been good, solid people and good, solid businessmen. So when I saw that, I said, okay, now here's a company that has some right stuff in the foundation, in the DNA of it, where the men who created the company are solid. They know how to do it right. They know how to build a business that's going to last, because they built 30-year companies, and their companies are still going. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, and when you talk about Stephen K. Scott, and just recently I saw an interview with him on the 700 Club, and he is a very, very prominent Christian marketing executive,
yes,
probably one of the wealthiest ones in the world,
yes.
And a man who talks about integrity. I've read his books, and I believe that his life is in the right place, in the right order.
Absolutely.
Right now. And of course, I saw you and Dr. Colbert on This Is Your Day, and Dr. Colbert is involved in this, and he's
yes.
probably one of the foremost people talking about divine health today.
Yes.
In the Christian community.
Yes, in the medical field for sure. He has his own practice. He's seen over 40,000 patients through his career. He's on TV and radio and has magazine columns. He's a regular contributor to Fox News in the Orlando, Florida area. I mean, he's an astute businessman, as well as being an extraordinary medical doc and researcher in his own right. So when he makes a statement, and he made this publicly on that show that you mentioned, that if there was only one supplement that he could take, it would be these. It would be the Max GXL or Max 1. That is an important man, a man who has significant experience in the medical field, health field, business, even in the Christian kingdom. That's a significant man making a very significant statement. This is the only, if I only had one, this would be the one product.
That's a significant
and
statement.
he would never make that if he hadn't already researched who Max is and what the opportunity was there with that company. I spent a lot of time with Dr. Colbert, and extraordinary man. He and his wife married, and wonderful, wonderful people, great hearts, love the Lord and love people, and but they don't lend their name and their reputation to anything, and rightfully so, that they haven't already proven to be something of excellence. So that speaks a lot.
One of our friends and partners at Eagle Worldwide Ministry was his client before. And when she had heard about our involvement, she said that he was the thing that stood out in her mind was not only his professionalism and all the wonderful things that he did, but when he was treating her, I mean, he just focused completely on her and his care and the way that he dealt with her as an individual. She said she's never been treated so nicely by a doctor. And it says a lot about his character, and his personality, his integrity. And, as I saw all of you, and you were all talking about the same thing with this Max product, I saw that there's a great opportunity there, not just to make money, but also to bring healing and health to other people. And it seemed like that was everybody's concept and everybody's idea.
Right.
And when people get on the same track like that, oneness of mind, something good's going to come out of that. Can you tell us a little bit more maybe about the business side of Max International?
Certainly. Well, you obviously, to attract someone like a Dr. Colbert, or even the four men I mentioned before, Steve Scott and the others, there has to be something very substantial there. Dr. Colbert isn't just giving the product to people, but he's also telling people about the business opportunity. So there has to be something. I keep using the word significant, but that's the best word. There has to be something there of significance for people of that stature to say, I want to join myself to that. I want to be a part of that. I want to be known as involved in that. That to me, that's important. So when you start talking about the business and you look at it from that standpoint, you're going, okay, there's something here worth looking at. These are very, very successful people who have said, I'm going to get involved in this. Now, there's a lot of people who look at it and go, well, it's just a network marketing business. And if that's your view, then you're missing the point. Network marketing is just the distribution model. We're talking about the ability to get an extraordinary product into the hands of people and change their lives. At the same time, there's a business attached to it. That's wonderful. Network marketing just happens to be the distribution model because it's the most effective distribution model, because this is about trust. It's about relationship. And in this day and age, that speaks louder than a great advertising scheme. It really is important that people know you, like you, trust you, because if they do, they're going to listen to you.
Now, my background was in the security business, and I trust, but I like to really check the facts. So I began to check things out a little bit. And when I did, and I saw everything that was in place, not just with the product, but the company and the leaders and the people. And then I went to my own physician, and I showed him what I was going to do and that, and he took a look at it and researched it some. And he became an associate Max, my own personal physician. So as soon as he began to do a little bit of the research, he decided that this was something good for him and his own family.
Absolutely.
And that spoke a lot to me as well.
Sure, as well. And that's really, like I said, when I've looked across the gamut of network marketing, looking for that product, and then sometimes I'd find a really good product, but the character of the people who run the company was so suspect I just couldn't associate with them. But here you've got, it's almost like the perfect storm. You've got an incredibly significant product, a significant group of people who are running the company, and a company that's very solid financially in every other way. And then you add to that a compensation plan, the ability to make money, that is also just as significant. It's just as important. It's just as powerful. That's very, very rare in any business where you find all three things, great company, leaders, and great product, and a great way to make money. So it's different. That's why I got involved.
Mostly when I was in business in the past, and I spent 21 years in business, and most of the experience was in traditional type businesses and corporations, and that had a completely different marketing viewpoint. But there are good bad points about every type of structure of a company and a marketing system.
Certainly.
And the strength of network marketing is, first of all, that it's very, very relational, and that someone can start, with, to start a traditional business. If you're going to start a small restaurant business, you're looking at, $25,000 to $50,000 startup cost.
Right.
If you want to go buy a franchise of some sort, a typical franchise in a restaurant could be, $100,000 and much more. Here, someone can get in on a basic level to get just a basic business startup kit for like $50 and purchase some inexpensive product.
That's right.
Less than a couple $100, they can get started.
That's right.
Into the process of learning more about how to make money. And it's really unique in that sense.
It is unique. That's one of the beauties of the whole network marketing industry, that it takes very little capital to get started. And you can cash flow your initial investment. If you're going to buy, say like we have a business pack, it gives you about a dozen boxes of product or so that you can immediately go out and get people to purchase, explaining here's what it is, here's how it works. And we even have the tools, so you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Just say, go to this website, watch this video like you're watching now. And that allows people to go out and be expert marketers, whatever, having to really open their mouth. Sure. And then they can cash flow that initial investment, and they're off to the races in building their business, because now they've got customers. They're going to have testimonies of the effectiveness of the product within a month, probably sooner, because we know that's the average. So you've got, as I said, it's pretty extraordinary. You can get in for, the most you're going to have to spend, don't even have to spend it, if you want to, is around $1,000 for that pack. You can cash flow that, get that back before your credit card comes due, and we help people do that all the time.
And I did that.
Yeah, and you can even use other people's money. I've even helped people who say, well, I don't have $1,000, but they really want to go to work. So I say, great, let's get about 15, 20 of your friends on the phone over the next few days. I will help you as far as closing them to purchase the product. We know they can't get hurt because it's 100% money back guarantee on all the products. And we'll sell all their product, get their money first, use all their money to go purchase your pack, and then you're started. So that's one of the beautiful things about it. It just doesn't take a lot of capital, and it really doesn't take a lot of effort to get started. Now, if you're going to build a substantial business, yeah, you've got to put substantial effort in. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But how and when and where you do that is totally up to you.
And one of the wrong concepts is that network marketing has to do with get rich quick, and it's really not. It requires legitimate work and putting together serious business practices and policies. But the nice thing about it, and like now they're starting to use the term micro franchising, which the significant part to me about franchising is that the main company, the franchisor, has really done most of the bulk and the heavy, expensive labor work.
That's right.
The patents, the attorneys, the insurances, the economics, the book work, the training material.
Sure, the distribution.
That's all done.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to mail anything. I mean, you just make a phone call or get on the web, type in where you want it to go, and off it goes. You don't have anything to do with any. All you have to do is talk to people and cash the checks. And that sounds hard. That's really easy. But the talking to people can be a hindrance to people, so we have people who can do that for you. And then I don't understand. A lot of people have trouble understanding the compensation plan because it can be a little complicated. It's not like I work this many hours, I get this much. In fact, it's the opposite of that. If I did it by the hours, I'd be making a lot of money per hour right now. Fortunately, you don't have to go that route because you leverage the work of everyone else, and they're leveraging your work. So it's a great system, whether you've got full-time to put into it or part-time, you can do it.
Yeah. It's a nice way to supplement your income
Absolutely.
on a part-time basis. And then as you see, you can start in gradually and work towards something more if
Yes,
you'd
you
like
can.
to. And it's good training in the interaction and the relationship and the network, the teamwork concept.
Sure.
It's also something else that's really helpful.
That's right.
As people work together in the network and they begin to team together, certain people's skills are in one area and others are in
That's
another.
right.
And you can do it in a much more relational and skill-oriented basis. And that helps a great deal too.
Well, that's our concept, and our focus is we want to help as many people as possible by increasing their health and their prosperity. And we want to do that on a global basis. Okay. Well, it's going to take teamwork to do that because not everybody has the right skill mix. In fact, almost nobody does. One of the things that I love about Stephen Scott, he says, look, we all know a little bit, but we don't know most.
Yeah.
We all have a few skills, but we don't have most. So we need to have partners. So our strategy for helping people build their businesses is effective partnering with the people who have the skills they need. So we know the majority of people who come into a business, they're not presenters. I mean, I'd be a presenter. You're a presenter. We're the people who can get in the front of the room. We can get in front of a TV camera. We're comfortable there talking. Most people are not. So our job, and the reason we're here today, is to help those people who aren't. We're creating a tool for them to use so they don't have to get in front of a camera. They don't have to get in the front of the room. If they don't have that skill, it doesn't mean they're less. It just means our obligation is to help them, right? But if I go and help hundreds of people do that who don't have my skill set, I'm being helped by all that they do as well. It's a wonderful, wonderful back and forth symbiotic relationship. That's what teamwork is all about. And that's what I love about network marketing.
Well, you've been a great help to us as we began to get started. And both of us have websites that I think would be very helpful.
Yes.
You know, if some of the people who are watching today would be interested in, maybe supplementing their income or being a part of the marketing team as an associate of Max, they could look either on maxiseasy.com or riseglory.com. And really get a good look. Some of the videos that we're talking about with yourself on This Is Your Day, Dr. Colbert, Dr. Keller is on there, Stephen K. Scott.
Yes.
So there's a whole lot of a whole wealth of information and training information about glutathione, about the history of the product and the company.
That's right.
So there's working together to give everybody an opportunity to maximize their return and to be able to step into a place of personal achievement.
That's right. Well, we don't want anybody to have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, people come into network marketing, we should be able to say, here's what you do. Do this, this, this. These are the tools.
Very simple.
This website, this DVD, this CD. Here's meetings. We're going to put those on. I mean, I know people who are involved in this company who have built six-figure incomes. They've never presented. They've never stood in front of a room and made a presentation. They just invite people to other events and other tools. That's wonderful. We want to make that available for everyone. So a single mom who hasn't got the time or the gifts mix, the skill base, we'll provide that for you. We just don't know the people you know. You invite the people you know, we'll provide everything else.
And they can do it. You're talking about a housewife or someone that's a stay-at-home mom or someone who maybe has travel restrictions and things like that on them. You can do the entire Max program with a computer and a telephone. You
That's
can do
right.
it right from your home.
Absolutely.
And your simple starter kit in the business gives you an opportunity to have a back office on your main website.
That's right.
As you become an associate, you get a back office on there, and you can track your business, and you can find more information, and it's wonderful. You can get technical information, training information, all the things you need to help you to be successful.
That's right.
And that support system of people working together in a team concept of network marketing is the real key to personal achievement for the average individual.
Absolutely.
This is a chance for the average individual to really pursue interests that they wouldn't be able to do on their own.
That's
to
right.
pursue and to start a business that they may have not had the knowledge, information, or background, But this is provided so you can work together and
That's
do
right.
something good with
That's
it.
right. Well said.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and
pleasure.
for being with us about the product and about glutathione, about Max. I want to wish you the very, very
Thank you,
best.
sir.
And you've been a great blessing to Maeve and I.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you and the help you were with us starting out and getting to know more and more about the product and about
Sure.
the company. And, you know, if you're out there today and you've joined us and you've heard a lot this last couple of days about about glutathione, about Max International, about Max One. If you'd like some more information, you can go to www.ariseglory.com. If you'd like the product for yourself, for your own use, or someone around you who you know has a need for the product, and I feel like just about everybody has a need to use the product itself, or if you'd like to look at a business opportunity where you could maybe supplement your income on a part or full-time basis, if you'd like to do a start-at-home business, then why don't you get on to ariseglory.com, see a little bit more about what we're doing, and find out more about Max International. Thank you for joining us today, and I thank you for joining us
It's
today,
a pleasure.
Doctor. You have a wonderful day now. God bless you.